I just realized, literally on the last episode, should I have after I record the last episode? Should I be studying? Oh no, I didn't do it. Wait. Oh, I thought I had. I thought I didn't accept that quest then, huh? I mean that's fine. Oh, okay. I wanted to see if I could access the roof all the way. All right, right. Never mind. Plainly no mind. This is a different reality. Hello, Kim. What do you want?
What is this place?
The lieutenant stared at the dusty training equipment. As you don't know, we're studying a curse. Is the netherworld beyond the veil?
No, it's a gym. Though it looks like no one's been here in
He
ages.
disagrees. Yeah.
I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on.
An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
What if there's a reason why no one's been here for ages?
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we?
But what if it is a non-banal one? Oh, I got the buck of cockatoos.
A cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile crest, found on the Seminine Islands and in southern Fas a la Mer. Known for their intelligence and general precociousness, cockatoos are popular birds in aviculture. However, they often exhibit various behavioral issues.
Kim is like, seriously? We just entered the game, now you're gonna read the cockatoo book that you stole? Yes. Okay, what more?
This book talks about the delicate nature of twos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird enthusiasts. The funeral cockatoo, the major majestic cockatoo, and the most common bang bang cockatoo. It's colorfully illustrated.
So funeral cockatoo, mayor, majestic cockatoo, are the common one. What problem does this bird have?
Where to even begin? All cockatoos are known for their needy natures, requiring attention for at least 2 full hours a day. They love to talk and have been described as lovable clowns who just don't know how to wrap up.
Man, that does fit this guy very well. I could handle that. It would have been nice to have someone to talk to when I'm feeling lonely.
Pet owners also report moodiness, loudness, and hostility as recurring issues. If left unsatisfied, cockatoos may scream non-stop, pluck their feathers, or become aggressive.
Right, that's pretty bad. What, anything else?
It is not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them food every day and give them the full care that they need. These birds will never understand that you have a life of your own.
God damn. There has to be something great about cockatoos as well.
You're right. Cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle, and show off, and will even scream for fun, often as loud as up to 135 decibels.
God, I will hate that. I love not silence per se. I do need like a sound in the background or something, but not too loud, you know? I don't like super loud noises.
Not great for the neighbors. Performing, yes, birdie.
Of course Drama likes it. Tell me about the funeral cockatoo.
This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Its specific name, Psittacus venereus, relates to its dark and somber plumage. This bird looks as if dressed for a funeral, 24/7. There is something indisputably ominous about it.
Ooh. No, I know. I'm definitely this one. Read about the mayor majestic cockatoo.
Perhaps the most impressive of all the species, the endangered major majestic cockatoo, is often described as the most flamboyant bird in the jungle. Its pink-colored wings and flowing crest embellishing its proud and bumptious nature. In the words of poet-explorer Sir James Fournier, few birds more enliven the monotonous hues of the verdant forest than this big, bold, and beautiful species.
Okay, and I got a thought ready. We'll see it after this. Read about the most common bang bang cockatoo. I'm definitely know the most common one.
Despite its banging name, the bang bang cockatoo is actually the shyest of the species. common in almost all Seminoles forests, as well as zoos and homes all over the world. Its plumage is mainly grey and white. The Seminoles name, Bang Bang, is thought to be of onomatopoeic origins.
Okay, but are they as annoying as the rest? Honestly, this burst does sound a bit like me.
Yes, but all those cockatoo species are so different. Which one are you?
Only the funeral cockatoo in its darkness can truly grasp the depths of my doom-laden soul.
You're right. You're Psittacus venereus embodied. This ominous bird belongs on your heraldry.
Hell yeah. Okay, let's get the thought going. What's the thought?
The bow collector. It's early in the morning. The world is dark blue. The sparks light her face, a delicate composition of triangles. The streets seem to grow longer, like in a dolly zoom. And there's something in the air as you stand there and wave back at the shapes growing smaller and smaller. Something that has always been there. A great see-through world. The tenderness you feel. The ghost of Revachol between you, carrying your signals. The holy messenger.
I don't know what any of that means. We unlock 3 shivers. The third presence. Okay, that's good. I think. I don't know what we actually learned from that. We still got the Duke. I can unlock 1. I got still 1 point. And it like basically half point to get. I got shivers to 6. That's pretty unlike with intellectual. Yeah, I think we're good. Oh.
Honorable one, you have accumulated a substantial amount of honor points on your life path. You are a man most virtuous.
Were they honor points?
Of course there were honor points. Did you think no one was paying attention to all of your honorable deeds? Honorable one.
What honorable deeds I did in between, like, I read about cockatoos and I figured out the bow collector. And I gotta be honest, I think I'm too stupid in real life to even understand what that means. I mean, I only try my best. It's the most any of us can do.
Oh, the modesty on this one. Another 10 honor points.
Another 10 points for Gryffindor, please.
You are on the fast track to becoming one of the rarest, most revered of all police officers, an honor cop.
When the most rare of them all. Isn't honor sort of an archaic concept?
Living in the name of virtue and doing noble deeds while expecting nothing in return is not archaic. How can you even think that? Selflessness forms the basis for the warrior code, an ageless code, as fit for nomadic Ilmaran tribes traversing the vast red plateau in Provincia Gordi as it is for your neighborhood postman.
A warrior's code, you say? I do feel like a warrior. This whole thing is beginning to sound very me.
Mm-hmm. You are like a wandering night monk, setting right the wrongs of the world you come upon.
Yeah, like that girl. She was outside in the cold biting her nails, and we make her go in. We talk her mom out just for the sake of it, just to do a good deed. We're very good people.
Are you ready to drink deep from the cup of honor?
My honor is my life.
Yes, your deeds are spoken for you, honorable one. But to fully drape oneself in an eternal cloak of honor, a ritual must be completed. A rite of honor.
Rite of honor.
Even among the honorable, only the most dignified are deemed worthy. But you, O honorable one, have excelled in honor.
Okay.
Honor comes from deep within you. And to truly know oneself, to know one's honor, one must reach deep within oneself and touch one's honor.
I don't think that's something that you can touch.
You need to bring the thumb of your right hand, your sword hand, to your rectum and stick it in there to form the Arch of Honors.
I'm just sticking my thumb up my ass. No. What if someone comes and sees me?
Then they will witness honor so great. It seems nigh impossible a single man can contain it. They will admire you.
No, they won't. Kim is literally here. I mean, maybe if I was alone. You're crazy if you think I'm going to stick my finger up my ass.
Most dishonorable are those who have known honor, carried honor in their hearts, and then disowned honor. They are the honor fallen.
Honestly, that sounds cooler.
You brought much shame on your family today. Your name will forever be tarnished by this most shameful of deeds. Be forever banished, shameful one.
Oh no. Do I have shameful points? I do think there were some honor. I got 5 honor. I don't know from where, but okay. Alright, let's fucking check this gym finally. Sand is dripping from the punch bag. Shirt put ball. What is this? It's a ball. A ball used for playing shot put. A favorite pastime of elderly gentlemen. You feel like you should hold onto this and make good use of it. To sell such beautiful old school sport equipment will be a sin. Well, I am the owner failing or whatever. The posters say Citius, Fortis, the rest is worn off. Worn out wall bars. They look unsafe. Alright.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with.
I don't think I can.
Lift them. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
Collars.
Why does it feel so familiar?
Notice the colors, but it's so low. Is this familiar because I'm a weightlifter?
No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat, and a whistle. Then the feeling is gone.
So I'm part of like... So I attended a gym or something.
It's just a memory from another life, when you were young and fit.
Look, Kim, it's a trap. There's no colors on in the barbells.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
What kind of bastard will just remove the collars? It should be a felony.
It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
Where's even the entrance of this place? How much would be... Hold on. We need physical instrument. We got 3, so if we put... No, I don't think we can do it. Where's even the entrance to this place? Oh, I think on this side? No. Huh. Oh, right. Yeah, I know, Kim. I know. I gotta put the tools. Flashlight. There we go. Ooh, spooky. Abandoned place. The hallway's blocked by an old window panes and debris. I mean, this building is relatively close to the case, so in any case, should be good to explore. A large demijohn full of strange... What is a demijohn? Wild animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. So taxidermy stuff. Airships, rotors, covers in spiderweb. They remind you of blades. Ooh. Looks like the remaining of the 24-hour window repair shop. Good catch, brain. A naked mannequin torso, a strange yellow color. Probably because it's old. Ooh, $3! God damn! Blue velvet, soft to the touch. Moth bitten. Is this Emma Atelier? Whatever that means. Ooh, okay. We got money for paying our staying in the hotel today. Skis with slipstream printed on the laminate top layer. That's another thing on the ring doorbell. Steel rotten blaze bearing us. Yeah, okay, the same thing. Production schedule, filament memory, price $50. Okay, items. That's $50. But it's so weird and translucent and cool and square. Square things are cool. The cube-like crisscross of filament feels oddly fragile in your hand. Its intricate structure covered in dust. Silver tape on the side reads production schedule note. This filament contains information that can be read using a radio computer. Cool. Let's go here. Shows in a puddle of melting snow. They should take it out of there. Postcard, La Delta. Just 22 cents. Man, these postcards are worth nothing. The sunlight made this postcard almost completely sepia tone. Midtown traffic passes. Overheat the ghost of skyscraper disappear into a binge mid. Oh, I can like, I don't have to go into this little ball here. I can just push it, the text itself. That's just useful. Overhead, the ghost of skyscraper disappear into the binge midday mist. Vapors rising from the delta on which the district was built. The postcard is prepaid. Cool. We can sell that for a couple of cents. We still gotta go to the shop
An iron
itself.
safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. This must be where the entity lives.
Knock on it.
What an odd thing to do. Nothing happens.
Knock on it harder.
Still nothing. No one's home.
Knock even harder.
Those curtains
Ow.
prove to be surprisingly sturdy. Your fist hurts now.
We hurt ourselves.
If this is really an entrance to the chimney, then there must be a furnace somewhere as well. Maybe there's another way to get in.
Can you please try to refrain from attacking random things?
I need to find the malignant entity, Kim. This is the chimney.
Ghosts aren't real. Didn't your parents tell you that? In any case, there's no way we can get in right now. Let's investigate further.
Ouch. I hurt my knuckles. Ow.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Spec the drawing. It looks like an elf. Spec the drawings.
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins casting wax-based magic.
Wax-based magic, like that One Piece character that just makes up a shit ton of wax and like can defeat like the poison guy that makes poison.
Translucent welkins with organs shining under their skin, and even ether welkins hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind?
No, it's Dungeons and Dragons stuff.
You should adopt one of those welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a welkin.
That'll be cool.
One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Well, I don't care. Step back. Now, important the Welkin. This is important.
It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin.
Oh, a high
his
elf.
face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-welkin races will be purged.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with welkin. Green welkin, dread welkin, and the high welkin to rule them all.
Classic fantasy trope. High elves being racist assholes.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures.
Why would anyone spend so much time in this?
Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game.
Who are these creatures? Who draw them? Are they real? I have so many questions.
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real.
Whisper, one of them is a Welkin supremacist.
Political commentary. That one has a great beard too.
The lieutenant nods at the Welkin fashion facial hair. Okay, well, this has been educational. Let's move from the Welkins.
Just look at those details. So much effort.
And for what? All gone.
Yeah, inspect the photos.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
The world as Wirral becomes is related to, so I guess Wirral is the Dungeons and Dragons of this world. That is the base for this. Inspect the schedule.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. Minimi stands for a mini meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed.
Okay, keep reading. What happened?
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
The lieutenant looked at the frigid ice field of nothingness.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details."
So yeah, it seems that whatever happened, this project just seemed to have failed. Just like every other business here. Inspect the notes.
The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the universe." Outside, a cold wind wraps the building in its bosom. Snowflakes in the wind. An old woman passes what the locals call the doomed commercial area. She tries hard not to look at the bookstore windows. It's unwise.
Huh. Man, I miss Shiver. Shiver was one of the most fun. It's definitely a top tier, like, checks in the game. Absolutely. I have even though in my other build when I played this game for the first time on my own many years ago, I have a build that was more physical. And even though physical is, like being brute and being like, handling everything kind of brutish, being kind of an idiot. I mean, I'm still kind of an idiot, but I'm that different kind of idiot. You know what I mean? Shivers was still like foreboding. It's like knowledge that I feel I shouldn't have. Like, again, like I'm getting like flash of moments happening at the same time or in the past or even in the future, just going all over me, around the town. And those feelings that are like, it feels like almost should belong into another category instead of physical. But I understand it's literally like the shiver on your back and the spine, that cold feeling. Like, I get it. Okay, enough about that. Yeah, DMD, fail, I get it. There's a map, I think.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker. The mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. A diagram for summoning some time-forgotten being. The symbols seem very esoteric. The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic.
Hold on. How do I know what Kadran mosaic tiles are supposed to look like?
History classes. Students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun.
Again, what am I looking at?
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Okay, radio frequencies for what?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
So we're dealing with something medical here? Why would you... No. This must be an aberrant piece of art. The anatomy of the curse. Sure.
Perhaps. The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled The Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants.
Who is the Game Master?
Someone very important. the leader of a massive on-air game built by these people.
Oh my god, this is DMD. This is a DMD on like it is an online game. God.
A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the game master's frequency.
So they're tuning into a this is a radio computer game. That's cool. If this is a game, who's playing?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. All of this is gone, left unrealized.
So it's interesting. I feel that because there's no actual internet or like actual like supercomputers or anything, so you're supposed to call to a radio station to like join in. That is a weird thing to do, but it is kind of cool too. All this gone, left unrealized. Does that mean that you have to be talking to a stranger every time and he will be the game master? That's odd. It seems really hard to do. Like, you know, like it's not systems or anything. You have to depend on a stranger to tell you the story. Wouldn't be that super tiresome? I guess it would be an expensive thing to do.
There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My god. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Yeah. That's the life of a game studio, baby. What do you say that?
The schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Okay. I mean, I have a little bit of like thing. Let's get a point. I know I need empathy for I think Kuno and that guy with the tattoo in the roundabout. So might as well put one there. Yeah. What else? Quinta the lines.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Alright. And the computer, or whatever the thing of this
This
is.
appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
I'm so confused about how this works. There's the keyboard here, and then there's like a hole here, and then there's like this thing has like a, you know, thing that you close, like a little door here, and the thing is here, and then it's like hanging by like cables. Why is this design like this?
A radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
Says the lieutenant watching your circle around the machine. He sounds surprised and a bit cautioned. Do you think I should turn it on?
We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it.
That means I'm curious and I want to use it, so yes, okay. Turn on the machine.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Look inside the compartment.
It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected.
Man, that is some weird ass sounds this thing is making.
The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Alright, let's try without that first. Bless spray.
Nothing happens.
Okay, how about again?
Nothing happens.
Print.
Nothing happens.
I guess we do have to insert the thing. Insert the
Like a
production
smooth
schedule.
draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Okay, press play again.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Have you stirred the ghost of the doomed commercial area from its rest? Could this be its dismembered heart beginning to flutter?
That was a computer. What do you mean?
The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1.
Is Insulindian repeater station.
Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
Tell me again what's the production schedule is?
The filament you have inserted into the reader.
You mean the glow thing I put inside?
Yes. Is that the production schedule?
Yes, I guess.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Password. Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved. You should ask her for a hint.
Okay. Password. I'm really bad at password. Can you give me a hint?
No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
Okay. I mean, I'm the police. Can you open this thing?
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder for stress accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
Yeah, and I guess we don't have one of those laying around, huh?
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Now, can you please repeat the password?
The voice in the machine asks again. She sounds cold in the damp air. I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Well, if you're willing to talk for a minute, I would like to ask a couple of questions. What do you call me? The Fortress Accident.
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
Do you have any other information about this company?
One moment.
You hear the flip through a catalog. Before she reads out, we study a scare.
Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
Yeah, okay, and this one also, Fortress Accident, was on the thing outside the fuck. What do you call those things? The thing that you press the button to ring the doorbell. The doorbell. There we go. Whatever.
That's not bad.
Whoa, so conceptual. She hums. She doesn't care. And what's that? This interactive radio in color calling game.
Any other questions?
The static drowns her response. Okay, whatever. What are you, machine, or are you alive?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
You don't actually sound like a 70-year-old. You sound like someone pretending to be that old.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
Yvonne, my partner tells me you're here because radio computer guys are all paranoids. Saying the guy who accessed this without the password. Okay, but where are you? How do you know where I am?
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian repeater station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
On an island on the river Esperance, a small woman, all skin and bones, sits in a room filled with audio equipment. Thousands of tiny lights are reflected back from her prescription lenses, like stars in the dark. Doesn't it get lonely, sitting there all by herself?
Doesn't it get lonely doing this job?
Lonely? Why would it get lonely? I get to talk to people all day.
For the first time, you hear her chuckle through the rustle of statics.
That's why she does this.
Huh.
Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do, Fortress Accident.
That's all for now.
Thank you, and goodbye.
The old lady voice disappears along with the static.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
Remove the production schedule.
The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
And let's leave. Kim wants to talk. What's up?
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
You encounter error. Will you send us a bug report so we can... What? What error? What are you talking? I mean, whatever. Weird. No, well, I won't be sending that, I guess. What do you say? Okay, what do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace? Someone tried to exercise using technology? Looks like an undercover counter-intelligence program. It's just a failed business. The only question is, what the hell were they making?
Yes, that is the question.
The lieutenant takes a step back, stapling his hand, whatever that means.
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Pretty cool.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
Yeah. How are they planning to do that? No wonder this war is into such shit. They don't have video games. How are they planning to do that?
Through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio.
Cool.
Then there's the game master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
Has anyone ever done this before?
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Grad, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry.
Not in Revachol West, among the ruins.
Sad.
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology.
Well, maybe in a couple of years. And and this was a role-playing game?
Indeed. Those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board game, with hit death thrown in.
Oh, he knows about We're Out, board game.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left.
Exactly. Where's my money? I need to give money to some studio right now. What do you think happened to the company?
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
I mean, to be fair, in video game production, a million things could go wrong. Like I said, probably way too over the heads, too little people, too little money, too little time, not great technology. Just wasn't meant to be right now. Wow.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but...
The lieutenant tilts his head, thinking. They were insane if they thought they could do this. It was just to play to cheat money out of the investors' pockets. No, the curse got them. I see no other explanation. The world is cold and lonely. This will keep it company. Let's finish it. Do we have any money? Let's give them more money so they can finish it. Make it now. The curse got them. I see no other explanation.
Ah, yes. The doom of bad business practices.
The lieutenant looks around at the relic room. The pipes howl and a rat crosses the floor. Yeah, I don't think there was that.
Okay, let's keep moving.
Sad. Let's keep moving. Scribble across a notebook. Developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. God damn, in the universe? Are we gonna compete with RPGs of other aliens? Do people in this world even know what the universe entails? We don't even know if we're in a planet anymore. There's a fucking bear here with a fridge.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost and the bear's eyes are glowing red. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy?
What is this thing? It looked like a giant ice bear.
The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door.
Crack open the door.
A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Aww, that's so cute. Kim is still just a little apprehensive of the giant bear. Relax, Kim, it's a fridge.
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge.
He relaxes his hand, his face bathed in the harsh light of the open fridge door.
Let's take a look inside.
Sure, that sounds like something I want to do. Looks inside the refrigerator.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
Take the note from the door.
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Ooh. Oh, I cannot open it now. I'll open it later. Examine one of the ice cream wrappers in there.
A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge.
The fridge looks scary. What is a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned cellar in the first place? Well, obviously it's an ice cream shop like refrigerator. I think we just was too scary. Why it has red eyes too, glowing red eyes?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
The lieutenant reaches for one of the wrappers. He studies it in the light.
Somewhere in the past, it's summer. 5-year-old Fifette lets go of her mother's hand, change jingling in her pockets as she hops towards the ice cream stand right across the plaza.
Oh, shake from the sudden cold sensation.
As she makes her way to the market stall, the girl starts crying. A ferocious ice bear is guarding the fridge, its paws raised to ward off any potential customers.
So, the bear was too scary.
Her mother rushes to soothe her, but Fifette doesn't want ice cream anymore. She just wants to go home. The ice bear stares at them as they leave the plaza. A gust of wind flies one of the wrappers right past the sobbing girl.
So they tried to sell ice cream from this hyper carnivore?
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice.
It's not a bad marketing choice. Like ice cream, ice bear, it makes sense. It just needed this fucking fridge to be way less scary.
What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The lieutenant points at the red, sneaky cable running from the fridge.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
Fridges spends a lot of electricity. Close the thing. Okay, what do we got? What was the note? Handwritten note from the fridge. A handwritten note you found from a giant iceberg fridge. Still bears some marks from the fruit-shaped kitchen magnet that were used to secure it on the door.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
The lieutenant leans close to read the crumpled note over your shoulder.
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active.
Read the note.
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe.
The ginger kid.
You'll find the
Cool,
filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care. Sully Swaff.
You find the filament memory. So with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. This is the fridge they had for. So there's another ice cream thing. I wonder who wrote that note. Probably take care, Sully Swaff. I don't know who that is. I wonder who wrote that note.
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here.
Maybe it's because of the entity. I'm insisting on the entity. I'm a paranormal detective.
That's implausible.
Remind me again, what's a filament memory? Just to be a completionist, you know, just to get all the information we can.
It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes, only for a computer.
It's like the production schedule you found. Only this one's an off-site copy.
So we got another one. We probably we can find it. We don't have the password yet. But we do have one around here that we can later use the computer to check. Who is the little ginger kid? I mean, it's of course Kuno.
Really? You don't have a single guess?
The lieutenant looks at you, the corner of his mouth curved into a smug grin. You mean Kuno?
Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on the filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
I mean, it is pretty valuable. The other, the other schedule thing was like $50. Do you have any idea where the frozen ice cream maker could be?
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
All right, put the note back. Okay, let's just keep exploring. The wall collapsed. It's inaccessible now. Now this is the start of the furnace.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Game, what is this thing? Is this a furnace? Very, very agitated.
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney.
He opened the doors and gingerly peeked inside.
No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
Look inside the furnace.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs.
What are you doing?
I'm hallucinating. Or maybe it's the entity.
Wait, really? Take your head out of the chimney, please. It's not safe.
It feels safe to know that the lieutenant's got your back, now and always.
It does. Thank you, Kim. Even though you're taking me, trying to take me away from this thing.
This sounded real, not imagined.
Okay. Oh. Wow. It's not very difficult. If with 3 I can pass it and call slipstream SCCA again. Okay. Smear your hands with coal.
A lush layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkles. Your hands look ancient. You feel the spirit of Ramut Karzai, ancient hero of Grad, pulsing through you. All that's left is to cover your face in war paint.
The spirit of Ramahu Karzai. Hadramu Karzai, smear your cheek black with coal.
3 dangerous stripes appear onto your cheeks, telling stories of your wild soul.
Hell yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm the reincarnation of an ancient Ilmaran warrior.
Please wipe your face clean, officer.
No.
No, you're a proud warrior. Keep it.
No.
These 3 stripes give you strength in this dangerous realm. It would be foolish to remove them.
Okay, we pass an authority. Hell yeah. We're exploring this dark place, and I need the protection, my war pain effort.
And this protects you.
This is traditional war pain. It will grant me safe passage with the spirits that guard this place.
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
He stubbornly looks away from you and the furnace. He's like, oh my god.
Just pointing out, this is not traditional Seminese war paint. No idea where you got it.
Okay, it's not quite, but it does give me 1 point. Those voices are her. Maybe it's a malignant entity. Play Sensei lives in the chimney.
You're right. The rooms do look like they're connected. But malignant entities don't exist. At least not the supernatural kind.
Always has to be the skeptic, this man.
Okay, I need physical instrument. I do have... No, I already have one. Oh. Don't I have anything that gives me more? Just to be sure, you know? Anything that takes away... No, just take a half-life. I don't get a half-life. Whatever. I'm good.
A thick
Let's
layer
try.
of cold
83 is
dust
high enough.
covers something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then...
Hello?
Oh, I scream into the thing. You heard a woman's voice inside.
You've awakened the entity.
I summoned the ghost of the Doom commercial area. Answer me, spirit.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the 2nd floor. I'll open it.
Cool.
After you, officer.
Thank you. I'm not gonna kick the thing. Let's explore this room first, of course. An ice cream maker defrosted and unplugged. Ooh, there's a little door here or something. Nice. Someone has stuck some busted guns and beneath the ceiling. 2 rusty rifles are hidden above the piping. They look inoperable.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Where are we? Look around the secret room.
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles.
He
Must
points.
be an old weapons cache.
He points up on the rifles under the ceilings. Look, there's a hole in the wall. Shine light on the hidden compartment.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
No, you do the honors.
Sure. Okay, here's some more rifles. None of these seem to be working. And no,
His hand reaches rummaging in the dark.
An old Belmagrave rifle. That's rare to find in such good order. Seems to no longer be functional, but still rare. Here.
Cool, thanks.
This should cheer you up.
This should cheer you up. Thank you.
It's yours, officer. You found this place.
Yeah, I know. He handed you the gun. What does this mean, a rifle here?
It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
He likes this find.
Cool. And we have the Thaw, the Cool Domamakwa.
Called the Mamadakwa.
Cool the Mamadakwa.
It's not only your eardrums that register sound anymore. Your very skin has become an organ of hearing. Looking for a whisper, light and low. A god who's very, very silent. Nothing escapes you. A cockroach in the other room. A candy wrapper falling on dry grass. A drunk falling from a chair in a bar 20 meters away. In fact, you haven't heard the Kol Dumama Dakwa, but you have discovered that you have amazing hearing. It must be the only part of you the alcohol hasn't drowned out. Keep listening.
Keep listening. We got 3 perceptions. Golden ear. It does take 1 encyclopedia though. No room for anything else. What do you mean no room for anything else? Alright. I should maybe unlock. Okay, so I got 3 shiver. Yeah. 3 perception and 3 shivers, but I have minus 1 eye coordination and 1 minus encyclopedia. I'm fairly close to unlock another thought. Yeah, we know that. We know that. Okay, so this is the a frozen ice cream maker still running.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Turn the ice cream crank.
Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm a detective. Try to crack open the lid.
You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
Equip the pry bar by going to the tools.
Okay, the pry bar.
This orange machine.
I cannot even try without it. Oh, I do need healing. I do need healing. Okay, pry bar. Oh, I didn't check the antique Bell Magrel rifle. A broken Bell and Magrel from H-Pass is a 4-shot bolt-action military rifle with a wooden frame. Okay, nothing that interesting. Let's take the pry bar.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked.
Crack open the lid. It's minus 20. Pry bar not strong enough.
Frozen shut.
Better grip with low. Okay, I don't think we're gonna pass, but
The ice squeaks beneath the pry bar. You think you've got the bar jammed in there pretty well, but the lid simply won't budge.
what is this?
You see the pry bar's metal handle bending.
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it, but this ice cream maker is frozen shut. It takes an advanced tool to get it open.
And where do we get one?
I have no idea, officer. This ice cream maker isn't important enough to requisition a special tool.
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then we will know what's in this mysterious ice cream maker.
True.
2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Unplug the giant red cable.
An electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now.
Okay, we turn on that, and now we turn the ice cream maker.
Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Probably the ice cream maker.
Why did you do that?
Because it's black, the color of immeasurable cosmos.
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board.
What do you mean? We know it's still operating.
This orange machine is dead still.
Yeah,
It
machine
has
unplugged,
a
see?
hand-cranked ice cream chip. The ice squeaks beneath. You see,
Alright.
Yeah, well, I have no idea.
sooner or later,
Well, that's fine. Whatever. Hold on, this. Give me no. I need a lantern. There we go. 45 cents, pretty damn good. A cellar window. People feet shuffling on the streets. Ooh, insane mesh tank top. Ooh. Where did you even get that one? No, really. Who put it in that drawer? No further comments. Wear it at on your own risk. Drama. Clinically insane. I mean, you can barely tell that. Ooh. I mean, sure. I'll wear it. I'll wear it. A second skin below me. And I think this is just the exit to the street. Okay, so we'll just go talk to the entity. The candy dispenser has been repurposed to contain thousands of dice. That's good. That's good use. This is a lovely room. Hello.
Hello, I'm Nia.
A bird-like woman sits on a throne of tools with emerald lights shining through her hair.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius.
She taps on her headphones.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now. She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
Hold on, what do you mean by malicious?
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
She pats the headphones on the table.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
You must have me confused with someone else. I haven't knocked on your window.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in
I
mind?
don't know if I want a dice either. What are you asking me about a dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
Sure, I like role-playing games, and I need some dice.
Very good. My rate is 10 real per set. Unless you want something really unusual.
10, huh?
Take a look around and see if there's any particular stone you want to use.
The walls around here are covered with rows of precious stones and minerals.
It almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of the shells like stalagmites. This person means you, or no one else, absolutely no harm. She will answer freely and honestly.
Finally.
No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask what you need.
Okay, how do you become a dice maker?
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
Cool. Do you like role-playing games yourself?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
Hell yeah.
Some of those nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items.
Have you ever seen as someone who require arts, I wouldn't say I have big bucks to spend, but you know, it's something that I have to like, you know, it's a stream of money that goes there to my artists just to make art and stuff, commissions for the channel.
She's thankful for the security they provide her.
You know what? Fuck it. I like to order that for you, even though it will cost me some money. But I do have some stuff that I could sell.
Of course. Tell me what you have in mind.
Do you know the reroll unethered setting? I want to die for that. Do you have any curse dice? Tell me about your most extraordinary dice. I'm sorry, I don't know what dice I want. Just a normal die for me, please. Very regular. I'm looking for something to help me with my work. Do you have any cursed dice? Let's go the paranormal way.
What do you mean by cursed?
Abracadabra, perish it like this world.
Alright, how about I surprise you? Come back in 8 hours with 7 real, and I'll give you your
Ooh,
cursed die.
7 real. Okay, you're giving me a little bit of a discount. Or at least it's a deal.
Great, see you in 8 hours then. Was there anything else?
Okay, what was that? Pick up the dice from the dice maker. Okay, we'll pick up that tomorrow because it's already like 3, unless you're here all day. We'll see. What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the whirling in rags?
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here. The lieutenant looks at his notebook. Then the woman under the large
Yeah,
window.
take note, Kim.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
What do you mean by the daily ruckus?
Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard.
She stops to try and come up with an example.
During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
She's heard of the murder, but did not see it, sire. She's not sorry to disappoint you. Informing on someone in a murder investigation would intrude upon her focused existence.
Well, wasn't she that she was gonna answer freely and I don't know what?
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
I guess she's answering truthfully and honestly, but like I said, she's not sorry to disappoint me. Which is a very weird feeling. I feel like if there was a murder and I was trying to help an investigation about it, I feel like I would feel a little sorry for having not been helpful, I guess. You know what I mean? I don't know. Would you? I don't know. So it's just a weird line, you know? You never took your eyes on the work to look out of the window?
I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness.
Right, because you have some light, yeah.
It's light here, but dark in the yard at night.
It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
Right. Do you often work Sunday nights?
It's an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
I see. Well, thank you for your answers. Nothing helpful, but hey.
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
Where are we anyway? What is this place? Looks around the room.
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
She looks at the ruddy bricks that makes up the wall. Even though they're being repainted, there are still signs of coal black suits here and there.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
Creative.
The lieutenant looks around the spacious room, its ceiling fading into shadows above. It is really pretty. And creative, yeah. Do you know, I heard this place is cursed. Do you know what, do you know that people call it the doomed commercial area?
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
She nods as the wind howls in from the furnace shaft above. Wait, how do you explain what happened to all the other companies then?
It's just capitalism. We only hear about tales of success, so it's often surprising to realize how many ventures actually fail.
Well, isn't capitalism the biggest entity of them all? And the worst and the most evil one as well? Place is the one who sent me. She convinced me that the place is swarming with malicious energies.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
I mean, actually, the bookstore isn't doing that well. There are hardly any customers, and she has to exploit her own daughter to keep the company going.
All right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
Hold on, the Whirling is part of the Doom commercial area?
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the east of the Commerce Central project.
The thing was on the doorbell outside. So yeah, checks out. No, the Whirling isn't doing well either. His waitress just took off and customers have trouble paying bills.
And then there is me.
She sighed, looking at her messy work table. All kinds of tools lie there scattered, from knives to carving files to wire cutters.
I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
Oh, you're trying to be sassy to me, dice maker?
Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse.
It's because you're competent and dedicated to your craft. The curse doesn't affect people like you.
What, so the curse only affects people with poor work ethics? What you're describing isn't a curse. It's capitalism.
It's the same thing!
Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
I think it still might be you discussing this. Narrow your eye. Very mysteriously.
So I'm the Grand Dragon in the cave. Might I ask what supports this claim?
I yelled to summon the ghost of the Doom commercial area, and you were the one to answer.
Oh my, I've revealed myself. You better call the exorcists.
I believe the name you're looking for is the Remote Viewers Division.
What's that? A union for clairvoyance? They have unions for everything nowadays.
No, it's a special division in the police for investigating supernatural activities.
She just stares at you for a moment with an astonished look on her face, blinking her dark eyes.
It's not real, ma'am. He's making it up.
You make it up!
Yes, I figured.
She turns back to you.
Well, if you ever find a way to explain all those inconsistencies in the curse, then let me know.
She turns back to her work.
That's all she has to say on the subject. She has been thorough and truthful, as far as we can see. Plaisance needs to hear about this. Perhaps if you combine your psychic energies, you will make sense of the situation.
So Shivers, 42. Why hasn't her business failed? Oh, this is a hard one. Do you know what happened to the other tenants? Everyone else is gone.
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind. Rats scuttle in the dark rooms under the abandoned blow dryers and dusty mannequins. Cobwebs cover rotors and radio computers alike. So much failure.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna go through every business one by one. There used to be a hair salon here, right?
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
Oh.
A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad.
What's wrong with a bit of experiment? That the customer should have been more open-minded.
I guess it just wasn't the time yet.
She stuck a strand of hair under the headscarf. Yeah. What happened to the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's boxing club. A community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
And who was Artemitep?
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
But it didn't work out. Maybe that's what Kuno needs, a community-centric boxing club.
Kuno? Who's Kuno?
That little ginger gremlin who likes to defile dead corpses.
Oh yes, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth. Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard.
She looks out the window. It's oddly quiet there at the moment.
I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to try. How did that community project work out?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
It's not really full of that. No one would store their drugs like that.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
Well, if you call this peaceful, what's up with the broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milias. Who would have guessed?
Snuff milias? What the hell is that?
What's the snuff milieu?
I don't know, Encyclopedia. You should have tell me. That's why I have you. What do you mean you succeed?
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
Cool, very cool about the debris, but what's a snuff milieu?
It's a Sub Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
So snuff radio, basically. What the hell? I just will get a point. What should I point the point in? I cannot put more points into Shiver. So I can I should actually put some point in Volition. This empathy. Authority. I know authority is really useful. I'll hold it for now. I'll keep holding for now.
Nothing changes in her tone as she says that, as if it's just another piece of information to lay out for the world.
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
How many times this has happened that we need in this like weird ass police force, not really police force, that we have a division for that? How much of a problem is that?
It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
I guess I don't know how much of a thing are in the real world either, you know, but let's not get into unpleasant topics like that. Did someone here make stuffed animals? I saw some mounts lying around.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs. Anything else?
Did he stuff the drugs into the animals? I found creepy mannequins.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years until the insect rights activists came.
Insect right activists? I didn't know insect had any rights or activists.
Yeah, the atelier didn't know it either. They produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
I'm glad that someone took care of the little guys. I like insect. I do like insect as well. I mean, I don't like it on my house. You know, I will do what I have to do. But in general, I have no problem with the little guys.
Really? Anyway.
She looks at the windowsill, where a dead fly is lying on its back, leg curled up and about. Do you kill that poor fly?
Poor guy.
That's fine.
Suddenly, you get a feeling that insects are important to the case somehow. It's hard to say why.
What's with the rotor blades and skis?
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money.
She rests her chin on her hands with an impish smile.
Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
That's illegal, running off with company money like that. Why hasn't he been arrested?
Sure, it's illegal, but it's not exactly anything extraordinary in business. Besides, Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those keys and blades are still lying around.
Yeah, besides, this is like one or every like 2 big companies do that anyway, so.
They were just the props. Why return them?
I found a strange machine.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
What do I call a strange machine? I know it's a radio computer. She closed her eyes with some remnants for the memory lighting up her face.
She liked them.
Well, they were probably their friends that commissioned some of the dice.
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw 2 of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral.
That's understandable. Fantasies are serious things. The mind is the drawing board of history.
Exactly.
They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
What do you mean liberal? What happened? I thought for a second she was gonna get into like a political, but she's saying liberal as since like they were like extremely flexible with the schedule, way too much. So you say they were getting lazy or something?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
What went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times.
She looks at the hallway after she can still hear them chit-chat behind her curtain on a cigarette break. She misses them.
They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
She sounds almost mocking when she says that.
From what I seen of the project, it did look quite impressive.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on.
I mean, they're not wrong.
In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic and to show up to work on time.
Well, I feel I misunderstood her empathy a little, because she doesn't seem to like them all that much, despite everything.
She's right. Showing up to work on time is important.
Well, showing up to work on time is incredibly hard.
And so is producing something extraordinary.
Her eyes wandered to the shelf full of die prototypes and discarded models. Okay, maybe not that she didn't like them, but she definitely didn't like their work ethics, I guess.
Something strains her face before she looks up again.
Anything else?
There was a terrifying taxidermy bear in the cellar.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here.
She smiles a lean closer, hands on her knees, like a stand-up comedian ready to tell a story. I mean, I kinda knew what happened, but...
The place was owned by 2 guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Indeed. What were the other ideas?
Alright, what was the other idea?
There was really just one. And it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth.
Oh.
And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
Just like free tech, kind of. She leans back disapprovingly.
Sounds like she really didn't like those girls. Sounds like she really doesn't know how to be a female ally.
I know a girl just like that. She works at Free Tech as a cashier. She's not particularly friendly. You should learn how to support other women, not bring them down.
I'm not talking just about women. There were also men. Miniature gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the ice cream stand. And they already had the bear.
She closes her eye as if remembering something painful. I guess it didn't work out.
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator.
I will fight the bear. I will get my fucking ice cream.
The fish didn't work too well either. And half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted.
I just ate like a full kilogram of ice cream yesterday, all by my own. I felt a little sick, but I also feel great. No regrets.
Eventually, Revachol ICT lost the price war to its rival, Class A 5000. Class A 5,000 soaked caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
I mean, I'm sure the bear was doing his best. It's not.
Maybe, because the taxidermist who made that bear definitely wasn't. Doing his best, I mean.
You know, maybe they did his best. Literally, that was the problem. They were too best. Maybe they should have, like, half-assed a little bit to not make it as scary. How come?
He said that the bear was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. Called it Megatherion.
That sounds more like a dinosaur more than a bear.
Sounds cool. Why is everyone doing drugs in this place? Even the taxidermist?
Megatherium.
Megatherion. A mega wild beast.
What's a mega wild beast?
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life by telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
The horrific necktie tightens around your neck, strangely excited. But it doesn't feel particularly fun this time around.
I don't do drugs.
Very good. You shouldn't do them.
Not
You're
anymore.
a police officer after all. Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
She seems almost sad finishing the story. Sun dust beams swirl in the afternoon air. Her eyes follow it idly.
Little sparkling embers under the window. Outside it's light. Light scatters from the low-hanging cloud cover. There's always the threat of snow.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time.
Well, I found the building intercom, but it's not working.
Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me.
She rubbed her forehead. Her scarf has half a faint line on her dusky skin. Yes, I did.
I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
The doorbell with the empty name card must belong to her.
Why you haven't finished in doing that? Haven't you been here for almost a decade? I mean, come on. So you tell me that the doorbell with the empty name card, it was yours?
That's right. I haven't even written my name there. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet.
I was wondering about the weird whirling in rags. It is part of the same building complex?
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East Delta Commerce Center
We know
project.
this.
That explains why you can call the whirling from the intercom, albeit I doubt that anyone responds.
If the whirling is part of the same building, then it's part of the Dune commercial area. The darkness of this place is there, too.
I saw a name, East Delta Pinball, on the doorbell.
Right. It used to be a gaming arcade. This is an ancient failure, before my time. I'm not surprised, however.
Why not? Pinball is cool.
My advice, don't base your business on a fad. Hypnotism, floriography, trick track, especially pinball.
Pinball is cool! What's the problem with pinball?
Agreed. Pinball is the worst.
His disdain for pinball could not.
Kim does not like pinball. A strange thing happened when I tried to call in the company name Slipstream SSEA. Someone answered.
It can't be true. They don't work here anymore. They've been gone for years.
She looks like she doesn't really believe you. Come on, Kim, you heard it.
Are you sure it was Slipstream SEA? Was it a woman? Maybe it was Plaisance from the bookstore.
First, it was implying says. I know her and I would have recognized her voice.
Oh, right. But did this person say anything?
She still sounds skeptical and sounds skeptical. She says she was from Tricentennial Electrics.
Tricentennial Electrics?
There's a moment before she recognized the name.
It used to be a major electric company 100 years ago. Are you sure it wasn't just some kids playing a prank on you?
No, it was something else. It was eerie. It was too real to be just a prank. Either we're dealing with a professional actress, or...
No, it was something else. Something eerie. Narrow your eyes.
Pranks can be eerie.
She looks as she's still unconvinced. It's nothing to be worried about.
Oh, the kids these days. We were just one of them, and now they're terrorizing us. No solidarity.
Actually, the Slipstream SACA mystery might be a recording. I call again later and got exactly the same message.
Why would Slipstream SCA have a 100-year-old recording as their doorbell message? Doesn't make any sense.
Hey, come on, can you support me? You hear it too.
I'm still convinced it was nothing more than some elaborate prank.
My money is on electrical anomaly. I've heard of these, especially in an old building like this.
Oh, whatever.
Sure. I'm listening.
Uh,
I'm pretty sure it still doesn't work, but sure.
yeah, okay.
I'm
Nothing
listening.
more about this.
Good. I hope it clarified.
Do we
things a
have
bit.
more? No.
What else?
Should we try it? Can we even get more shivers? We probably can get some clothes that will give me shivers, and we can retry it. All right. And whatever is the case, I got two things
Do
to
you
read.
feel that?
Yes.
Of course you do. You don't even know what it is you're feeling, but you can feel it. That's the mark of a true remote viewer. The time has come to connect to RVD HQ. By establishing a connection, you'll have proved yourself worthy as a remote viewer.
Close your eyes.
Everything all right, detective?
Shh. I'm trying to connect with the remote viewers division.
This again? Come on, detective. The joke has gone on long enough.
You started the joke. Come on.
Ignore the lieutenant. He's never connected with anything paranatural. You're on different planes, metaphysically speaking.
Keep your eyes shut.
It takes time to block out the sounds of the world. But once you do, it's like you're on a wavelength. Not like any natural wavelength. No. There seems to be something on the other end. If only you could listen closely.
Oh, as I thought.
Oh, for God's sake. This is a bunch of...
Bzzzt. Do you copy? This is RVD HQ. Anyone there?
Wow. I am hallucinating badly right now. Is this the remote viewers division?
Acknowledged. Connection established. Bzzzt. Welcome aboard, remote viewer. You are a special man, and definitely not imagining it.
Well, I don't know about that. We'll study that in a second. What else is there?
Tremble. The time is now. Taola.
What time?
Time for the show. For Taola. The hallowed time of fear and disintegration. A countdown has begun. All will collapse on itself. The world will disappear into a single grain of blackness. All sound will be muted. All life will scream.
Taola. What's that?
Ulogu Theodos. Xeno Zausin. Ipoli Osidien. Echondes Fronisin.
I swear I hear the narrator kind of trying to hold off a laugh as he was saying all the stupid words. Wait, what? When did this countdown begin?
Monday morning. The moment you arrived in this reality are the first crack in the sheer face of God. From you it will spread.
Is this because of all the insane world ending I've been saying, isn't it?
Yes, you spoke the words of the Palindropos and the houses of Pericarnassus. Items, people, even words will tumble. All will lose its meaning in the coming years. That is why you marked yourself.
Are you sure it's not just some joke or some kind of coping mechanism?
It's totally also a coping mechanism.
Okay, also, okay, that clarifies. I'm a little afraid.
So you should be. The world island crumbles at your feet, and in the far plain, Palindropos.
No, not Palentrolovlo.
Perhaps. Just a thought. This has something to do with the hangover.
I do think the world might end soon. I know by the book that they throw a fucking nuke or something. Assuming that's even in the same canon anyway. But yeah, sure, whatever.
The face of the woman fractures.
Cop of the Apocalypse.
There will be herd killing. We all become vapor.
Well, we got two new thoughts. Cop of the Apocalypse, it gives me -1 rhetoric, rambling madman. You woke up in an hotel room and started rambling about the end of the world. It's not your normal everyday doom crying either. Something truly colossal is approaching. The gloaming. the culling, the bloodletting of unimaginable proportions. Until now, you've been pleasantly vague about the precise nature of this cataclysm. No more. Put the bloodletting on the burner and really figure out what's threatening the fragile physical reality you just found yourself in. And the remote view with the vision. They're both like 5-6 hours. Oops. Remote view with the vision. -1 perception. The mind's eye. Close your eyes. Let the consciousness search forward. A sharp pain filled your body as the inner eye opened violently. A cascade of presence, some benevolent, some malicious, flicker into existence around you. An ocean of souls, different minds, different languages. There are so many of them, and their thoughts are so loud. It's scary and hard to control, but rubbing your temples with your finger seems to help a bit. Do that. Yes, good. Now you just need to concentrate really, really hard. Well, we'll see on the next episode if we can pass the shiver. We'll finish this whole doom thingy that's going on around here, and we'll see if we get the thoughts. It's been running for a long video. This is probably like my longest one, definitely in this series at least. So thank you everybody for watching. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to give a like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll be seeing each other in the next video for more Disco Elysium. Bye bye.